So it was second nature to me. If you go back and look at compositions when I'm in third grade, like what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, if you're still coaching, if you're in this profession, you don't ever have to grow up. It's the best thing about it. PJ Carlesimo, NBA analyst for ESPN Radio. You are watching Voices. Up in a sports household. I didn't realize it at the time. I thought it was normal, but my father was really a football coach. He coached a number of other sports, but he was the football coach and the athletic director at the University of Scranton. We had more balls and bats and all kinds of equipment around the house, so I just thought that was normal. That's what I grew up with. That's what I always enjoyed doing. That's what I always wanted to be. My father didn't want me to be a coach. I'm the same way with our oldest son now wants to coach, and I keep telling him, no, you can't do this, and it's a tough profession, and I've been lucky. It's a very, very tough profession. I think most of us who have done it, we tell our kids, no, you don't want to be a coach, like do something else. Do something where you can control your destiny a little bit more, do something where you can frankly make more money or have a steady source of income. Don't coach. I was lucky enough to coach college basketball for 23 years. The last 18, 6 of them at Wagner and Wagner College and 12 at Seton Hall. And then I got a chance to go to the NBA in '94 and bounced around. I still don't know how it happened. For some reason, NBC gave me a call after I got fired at Golden State, and I did 2 years working. First year in the studio, and then the second year, Mike Breen and I, we were the number 2 team for NBC. Pop gave me a job. I got back in the league coaching in San Antonio, and then ended up later on all over the place. I had been in Portland and Golden State, and I got Seattle and Oklahoma City, and then for the next 10 years, I did mostly broadcasting, some for the Spurs, also mixed in some college there with Westwood One and with the Pac-12 Network, and then got back into coaching with the New Jersey Nets. Then I got a chance to coach Brooklyn. That was my last coaching job, and ever since then, most of my time with ESPN Radio, most of the games I do are on radio for ESPN, and it's been fantastic, and it's 1A to coaching basketball. I had just finished up at Golden State. We had 3 very good years in Portland. We made the playoffs all 3 years. We had 3 very tough years in Golden State. Got a call to come in, and do you want to do a rehearsal? Went into NBC, and why, I still don't know. But they said, hey, okay, you're going to do the Sunday afternoon. It was Saturday and Sunday afternoon in those days. NBC, some weekends, we had 4 or 5 games on. It was great, and I've enjoyed it, and ever since then, it's been fantastic, because to be able to stay close to the game that I love so much and still see all the people around the league that I enjoy, it's fantastic. Bill Raftery is a great example to me, because Bill Raftery to me is a phenomenal analyst. You learn about basketball when you listen to him, and 99.9% of the time it's positive. I love when a listener or a viewer will come up to me and say, hey, I learned something about the pick and roll from you the other night that I didn't realize that's what a player looks at. Or I think one of the most challenging things is to be informative, to be instructive to your audience, and yet at the same time to not try and overpower them with coach talk or, oh, this is how smart I am, like I saw what's going on here. You try and make it so you can explain it to somebody, and the next time they're watching a game, there's something they can look for, they can learn from it. It's real easy for somebody who's coached as many games as I've coached to get too deep into the X's and O's, and I don't think people want to hear that. Maybe some coaches that are listening would like to hear that, but that's not our average audience. The average fan, I think, needs to be taught, or at least given some insight into the game, as much as you are trying to impress them with how smart you are about basketball. Legends! I get criticized. I get criticized a lot at ESPN because they don't think I'm critical enough of players or coaches, and I watched a million games when I was coaching, and I heard a lot of analysts and a lot of play-by-play people describing what it is. Players aren't trying to miss shots, coaches aren't trying to lose games, and I probably do lean too far the other way and trying to find the positive in what a coach is trying to do, what a player is trying to do, what teams are trying to do. But the toughest thing about our profession, 50% of the time, somebody loses. People I've worked with have been, mainly the play-by-play guys I've worked with, have been really candid. I wanted to be criticized. That's just what I've grown up doing my entire life. Once people get by the fact that it's okay, you can tell them this is what you're doing. Too many numbers, too many stats. You're talking too long. I love for my play-by-play guy to say, hey, you should do more of this, do less of that, whatever it is. And the feedback I've gotten from my play-by-play partners has been the most important thing to me.
Well, first key, if Allen Iverson's healthy, that's going to help. But I think
to me, it always comes down to there's nothing as meaningful as doing the games in the NCAA tournament or in the NBA playoffs, because that's what the teams work for the whole year, and that journey that a team is on, which is the thing I miss the most about coaching. Those games are what makes it really worthwhile. Like when you're talking about the journey that team has been on and how they've gotten to accomplish what they have, it's impossible for me to overstate how much more fun and meaningful NBA playoff games are than the regular season games. And I'm not demeaning the regular season at all, but to me, it's all about that journey that ends in June, the middle of June or late June in the NBA. And to do those games, to be able to call those games in the playoffs, that's absolutely the most fun in our profession.